Shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakadash, and I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopeful elect, taking this truth, the new song, to the four corners of the earth, bidding the hopeful elect to the marriage supper of the Lamb. This is your brother Radah with a lesson going into something that was inspired at camp today. The prince of the power of the air, streaming, broadcasting, television on the earth, and how the mindset, and we've all experienced it, where we've watched television and we watch a movie and you stare into the TV if it's a very good show, if it's a really good sports game, and you're completely, encapsulated, you're enraptured in it, all your emotions and everything that you're going through when you're watching either a really scary TV show, a hilarious TV show, or something very intense on the news. It's coming in through that TV screen, and it has a very powerful effect on the mind. Well, there's a lot that goes into this, and the conversations today. One of the conversations today at camp was people making the statement that heaven or the kingdom, when Yahawashi comes, would be boring because people's minds are so caked and packed with thoughts of, what would we do in heaven? Because people, they play video games down here, or they listen to music, or they're constantly watching something. And so the idea of heaven or the kingdom at first seems boring when you don't understand what's going on. But what I want to do is I want to see if I can break down some of this power that the prince of the power of the air has been given, and prove that the prince of the power of the air is actually talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, a human being, a nation of people, not the prince, demon, Satan, like many people believe. It's just, I believe that the prince of the power of the air is just like how Lucifer is used. When Lucifer is being mentioned in Isaiah 14, it's not talking about the prince, demon, spirit, though the prince, demon, spirit on the left-hand side does operate with the human beings who are known as Lucifer, which are Edomites. And they're the upper echelon, the highest levels of the Edomite society, of the Edomite nation. They're like your top 1%, the bankers and the families that operate in those feasts of blood, the left-hand powers. But it's talking about people. So look at this. So you have broadcasting. I pulled this up, the history of broadcasting. So it started off with radio, right? So what is radio? Radio are sounds, frequencies, and waves, and where are they? They're shot, or they're broadcast throughout the atmosphere, right? From a tower or from a place that has the technology to shoot that signal out, and then it goes up and it hits a satellite or a tower, and then that tower magnifies it to a bunch of radio antennas and converts those waves into sound that you can understand, whether it be music or advertisement or shows, right? And people could listen. Well, this particular race of people was given this power to do this and accelerate this, and they were able to do this in the most powerful nation, right? Which gives them a lot of power with all the other nations. So look, it says the radio broadcasting of music and talk intended to reach a dispersed audience started experimentally around 1905 and 1906, and commercially around 1920 to 1923. So it took them about 15 years to perfect it, right? Where at first they were experimenting, then they were able to start, advertising and doing shows. Okay, so you got this. I took a picture. Let me see. I took a picture of some other stuff. Let me see. No, that's not it. Salakia. And so here's some other stuff on like streaming. What is streaming? So now this goes from radio to television, right? So television is now not only sounds, but now images, right? What is streaming? And this is like even more recent, but streaming refers to any immediate content, live or recorded, delivered to computers and mobile devices. And streaming, the reason why I use this is because this was brought up, or this thought came into my spirit today at camp, and some precepts came to mind. I was like, wait a minute, that's the same thing. So I apologize if I'm sounding like I'm coming all over the place, but look, so I'm going to try to put this together. So first off, let's go to Revelations. And this right here is very important. We're going to come back to this. Ephesians chapter 2, wherein in time past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. We're going to come back to this. In fact, let me just take a picture of that real quick. And then let me see. We're going to go to Revelation. Is it Revelation? He was let out of his prison. Let out of his prison. It should be, damn it. See, after 1,000 years, let me see. After 1,000 years. After 1,000 years. 1,000 years. If you don't get this perfect on the blue letter, it won't pull it up. Okay. That's what I was looking for. Revelations 20. So look at this. And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should not deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season. And I saw the thrones. Okay, so this where is the precept that says he deceives the whole world? So he must be loosed a little season. So hold on, let's find that one. Okay, right here, verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, this is talking about the Dark Ages. This is the beginning of the Renaissance period. This precept, this prophecy, has been completely, purposely mistaught in Western Renaissance Christianity, because if you teach it right, it exposes who Esau Edom is, and one of his names in prophecy is the devil. One of his names in prophecy is the serpent. And one of his names, or his national names, or his system national names, is also the dragon. It's not talking about the prince, demon, Satan, the actual spirit being, Satan, that sits on the left-hand side. It's talking about a race of people. So Revelations 20, verse 7 says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan, this is talking about a man, a race of people, shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Okay? So, how would this group of people deceive the earth? How? Okay, because they would then also be called the prince of the power of the air. So let me see if I can pull back Ephesians. Now look at this. Prince of the power of the air. Boom. So now look at this. To prove that this is not talking about the demonic spirit, the prince, demon, Satan, though he does work through these people. But why does he work through these people? One, they are the Edomites, and they are the wicked nation. Two, they are in rulership, right? And three, they have been given technology by the Most High that puts them in a position to deceive the world. And we're going to show you this. So let's go to, I'm going to stay right here. Let me see. I'm going to try to pull something up really quick on TikTok. I saved the video. I was trying to get some, but let me see. Look at this.
Remember when you first saw a TV? Did you ever wonder about where TV came from? Who invented it? Well, the first television was invented by Philo Farnsworth in 1927. Farnsworth was a young inventor from Utah who had been working on the concept of electronic television since he was a teenager. His first successful transmission of a television image was on September 7, 1927, in San Francisco. The word television comes from the Greek prefix tel and the Latin word vision or seeing from a distance. The TV camera.
Okay, so you see how do you see these words that they put together to name this technology aren't just random. This is all supernatural. This is all prophetic. Okay, he put the words to tell and vision, which goes into prophecy, which goes into instruction, right, on the right-hand side, for this technology, this box, that would then illuminate and put moving pictures with sounds in front of your face.
Camera converts images into electrical impulses, which are sent along cables, or by radio waves or satellite to a television receiver where they are changed back into a picture. Before TV, people listened to the radio for information, which itself was a huge game changer. With TV, that access to information increased even more. People could hear and see events. TV enables us to get to know about people from every part of the world. We are informed how different people live, how they dress, and what are their habits. Additionally, television plays an important role in creating new trends. It makes us want to follow the examples of other people. Remember?
Did you see that? It makes us want to follow the examples of other people. I want to suggest something. We all know on the right-hand side that doctrine to the vision, to the prophecies, is specific. There is an absolute positive, there's a specific way you have to tell the vision, right? You have to go along the new song the way it's been written, the way it's been taught. It has to be exact, correct, guys? It can't just be any kind of way, right? It can't just be any kind of way, correct? So is it safe to say, Salakia, those were, let me get rid of those. It was earlier tonight, or just a little while ago. Let me get this out. Salakia, man. So let me see. I'm going to see if I can. Okay. Streaming now. Okay. What is it? When was the television invented? There was one I had about broadcasting too. That I'm trying to, I'll just pull it up. So I'm going somewhere with this. Just like we have a strict code that we have to abide by. We understand that by giving double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, that we are acknowledging that specific doctrine, right? We are holding ourselves accountable to a specific doctrine that is taught, the 100% truth, known as the new song in the scriptures, right? And with that, we also give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakadash. It's not Yahusha, it's not Yahaya or Ahaya. It's not Yeshua. We don't do all that, right? We go specific. So just like there's a specific way to, so look at these times. So radio broadcasting of music, right? And talk intended to reach a dispersed audience started experimentally around 1905, 1906, and they started perfecting it and commercially around 1920 to 1923. Prior to that, you can best believe that this race of people, they already had their doctrine correct. They have a left-hand doctrine. They have a left-hand standard. Just like we have a right-hand doctrine and a right-hand standard, there's things we cannot do, and there's things we can do. There's things we cannot say or should not say because it's false doctrine, and there's things we do say. You can best believe that this group of people that were given this authority and this power, they have a left-hand standard, man, to their technology. And I'm going somewhere with this. So we see that they were given radio and they were given television, and those radio technologies, those radio waves and frequencies, they travel where? They travel in the air. Okay? And look at this. So you have Ephesians chapter 2. Let me pull it up actually in the actual blue letter Bible. Look at this, man. So this is Ephesians chapter 2. Verse 2. Wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Now look at the look at the interlinear on this. Let's go. Walked, wherein in time past ye walked. What is that? What's walking? Walking is to make one's way, to progress, to make due use of opportunities, right? Hebrew for to live, to regulate one's life, to conduct oneself, to pass one's life. Operation, movements, thoughts, all kinds of stuff, right? So this is us, we're moving, right? In times past, you walked according to the course. What's the course? What's the course? Unbroken, perpetuity of time, eternity, the world's, universe, period of time, right? In the age, world, look at world. Harmonious arrangement. What does it sound like? Ornament, decoration. It sounds like government, right? Look at this, you guys. And this is not talking about Zion, though. This is not talking about Zion, you guys. This is being used for, this is talking about someone else's government. Is it safe to say that? The circle of the earth, the world, the universe. This is the same word we use over in for John 3:16, right? Talking about Zion. But this is not talking about Zion. Because this is talking about the prince of the power. So this is the course of the world, right? According, so in times past you walked according to the course of this world, then comma, according to the prince of the power of the air. Prince. Look at this. A ruler, commander, chief, leader. Look how this is tripped. Look at this. And then the power. Look at the power. Leave of permission, physical or mental power, the ability or strength, the power of authority, the power of rule or government. But this is not talking about Zion, you guys, and we're Israelites, right? This is talking about us operating in someone else's government. The power of judicial decisions, of authority to manage domestic affairs, the things subject to authority, with what's being broadcasted in the airways, leading and more powerful among created beings, superior to man, spiritual potentates, right? The veil with which propriety required, okay, the sign of legal authority. Now look at this, of the air. They said all that to say this. Look at the air. Look what it says for air. Particularly the lower and denser air, as distinguished from the higher or rarer air, the atmospheric region. This is not talking about Satan, the high-ranking, left-handed principal spirit. This is talking about the prince of the airwaves. And the prince of the airwaves is a man, a race. And this spirit worketh now in the children of disobedience. So here we are in a world where these people have control over the airwaves, right? They have control over the music and television, and they use words like streaming and broadcasting and television.
When you first saw a TV, did you ever wonder?
Okay. So we are all born into this system, into this world, and we're being streamed, we're being pumped full of their vibration, so that when someone comes into our lives and starts speaking about heaven or the kingdom of heaven, because we've been programmed our entire lives with this stuff, at first it seems difficult to comprehend, or once you've been unlocked from it and you've been renewed and washed out, and then now you're filled with all the precepts and prophecies, and you're speaking, and somebody's like, well, what you're saying sounds boring, or what you're saying it doesn't register. Why? Because they're clogged, they're blocked, they're stuck in this, they're pumped, they got plaque, they got spiritual plaque, they got all this stuff stuck inside of them, right? And then yet here we go. It's not going to not be boring in heaven. Why? Because the very thing that
About where TV
done, everything they've done on the left-hand side is already taking place up in heaven amongst the Allahayim with the Most High. The Most High is literally like this TV screen. I'm not saying he's a TV screen. I'm saying this is like him. See how that little child is standing? She's just hypnotized by what she's seeing on that moving screen because she can hear things. Well, look what does the scripture say about the Most High? Look at this. Look at this. Let's pull it up. Look at the scriptures. It's already like this in the Most High's throne. So this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 10. A fiery stream issued and came forth from him. Who's the him? The him is the Most High sitting on the throne. And thousands ministered unto him. Like this. Just like that.
Came from?
Thousands, like that little girl, are standing around him. And like this TV is giving off sound and giving off movements and she's staring into the television. That's literally what's happening right here. That's what this is. Yet he's surrounded by the Allahayim, other powerful beings, and the fiery stream issued and came forth from him. Thousands and thousands ministered unto him, and tens of thousands times tens of thousands stood before him. How could this take place? How could this many powerful beings be standing around one person if it was boring? No, man. See that fiery stream, the top line? A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Now look, go to this one. Now look at Revelations 22:1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal. What's it doing? It's proceeding out of the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb. So what's happening here is happening here. And this is a very low level version. This is a very low level. Now down here, this television is a god. Down here, this reaction that this child is having to this TV is worship. You guys know what I'm talking about. Walk into any school, walk into any church, or walk into any house where the cartoons are on or a football game is on. If cartoons are on, you will see children sitting in Indian style, hypnotized by the TV. If a football game or a basketball game is on, you will see adults doing the exact same thing, sitting on the couch, hypnotized by the television, getting up, shouting, cheering, getting pissed off, even sometimes crying and weeping during a movie. This is an extremely carnal and low-level version, but it's fucking powerful down here compared to this. Because that's what's happening here. Revelations 22 and 21 is showing you the same thing happening in Daniel chapter 7, verse 10. See it? And now today, and so this is what Esau's doing. So Esau is fulfilling the prophecy about himself. Isaiah 14:14 is not talking about the left-handed ruling prince Allahayim, or a power known as Satan. It's not talking about him, because he's always going to be seated at the left-hand side of Yahweh. Satan and the rest of the left-handed Allahayim are the left hand. They're the left side. They're the left-handed expression of Yahweh. They're never going to fall. So this is talking about a man. A man would come into so much left-handed power and be given a short time to rule that this would be the inner workings of his DNA. This is how he would think. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And this is how.
Well, the first
he's the Most High this way. This is how he's like the Most High. This is how.
Television was invented by Philo Farnsworth in 1927. Farnsworth was a young inventor from Utah.
This is how. Right? Go back here. And this is talking about him. He is the prince, wherein in time past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Talking about those so-called white men, Esau, with all of his technology. And this is how so Isaiah 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Well, how is he going to be like the Most High? He's going to get authority for a small amount of time through technology over the airwaves and through radio and television and art and all that good stuff. He gets to operate through his technology on the airwaves, radio and music and television, and through those two gates, through the ear gate and the eye
Esau,
gate.
who had been working on the he first saw a TV.
All people all over the world are doing this. This has given this one race of people so much power, because they can look at the so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 Edomites sitting down, right, looking into this box, right, looking into this fiery stream, looking into this river of life. I'm just giving you, analogies to get and they're standing around. And how do they minister? By reacting, by being programmed, by living out what they see on those television sets in their daily life. They change if a girl comes on that TV set with a certain kind of hairstyle, all the other girls are going to mimic it. Same thing with the boy. If a boy comes on that TV set with a certain kind of hairstyle, you see how this works? But this is a low level. It's different when you come up here and you see this, a fiery stream issued and came forth from before him, and thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment seat was set, and the books were opened. And there's no boredom, and there's no out of order or spirit of error. It's not like it is down here with TVs. This is the original. This is the holy way, the right way. Revelations 22, and he showed a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. And then look, we're going to get our glorified bodies to be able to endure this. The everlasting tabernacles. So we're going to get the capacity to receive this and operate in accordance. 2 Ezra 2:11. Their glory also will I take unto me, and give these. Who's this? These. That's your elect, your hopeful elect, the 1/3 of Yasharallah, and give these the everlasting tabernacles, which I had prepared for them. And those everlasting tabernacles will be able to operate here, just like these. So these thousands, so the thousand and thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. All of them have everlasting tabernacles. They're able to function. They're able to function there properly without sin. There's not going to be any boredom. They're perfectly compatible with what's taking place within this fiery stream that's issuing and coming forth from the Most High. Same with right here. And that river of life is not just going to be some laid back water flow coming out of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi, you guys. There's power coming in that, man. There's levels. There's endless amounts of flow. Tons and tons and tons of revelation coming out of the Most High and Yahawashi, going into the 144,000, and then going into the 1/3, and also pouring itself all the way into all the other nations on the earth. Because we're going to be eventually, once they're done getting their asses beat, and we beat them into submission for a whole day, for 1,000 years, and then Esau's eliminated, we will teach them the laws. They will learn from us. So I hope this is edifying, but I just wanted to show some of the deep parallels, man. So down here,
Did you ever?
once you see it from the perspective of the precepts, this is low level. But down here, this is very powerful. This is so powerful that they're about to turn off the internet. They're about to disconnect TikTok, because so much information is coming now out about Esau, the so-called white man. He's got to shut it down, man. Too much information is coming out about him. That's how powerful this technology is. This sword This technology is now turning against him. And so he has to turn it off because now he's the main focus. All of his skirt, all of his sin, all of his shame is coming out on this when he used this for so long to tell the vision that was according to what he wanted you to know. He was telling you nothing but good stuff about himself. He was telling you that the chariots were aliens. He was telling you that Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi were Edomite men and that their names was God and Jesus. He was telling you he was the righteous. He was the chosen. He was the most smart. He was telling you that the Jake and the northern and southern kingdom were the criminals of the earth, and all the other nations needed to be policed by him because he's so righteous. And now it's all coming out with what he is. That's how, and so his time is up, and so his enchantments aren't working anymore. So he's got to turn. He's got to shut this thing down. But up here, when you read, you see the actual version, and this is what's coming to the earth through Yahawashi that we're going to be able to have, and then we're going to have these glorified bodies right here with no, we're going to have the laws, statutes, and commandments written into our innermost being, and we're going to have these tabernacles mentioned in 2nd Esdras, and we're going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye, just like Paul says when we go up into the chariots, and we're going to be able to do this. We're going to be able to move and flow like the Elohim do, in the presence of the Most High and Yahawashi, without falling down, without being exploded or consumed in fire because we're sinful. We're going to have the bodies. We're going to have the quote-unquote technology, the spirit to operate like this. So I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and the shalom to the hopefully elect, taking this 100% true to the four corners of the earth, bidding the hopefully elect to the marriage supper of the Lamb. This is your brother Vadah. Shalom.